following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
What, do you like a Twinkie?
Oh, I'm good.
It's not food.
Nah, that's why I'm good.
I look at this horrible little manufactured fake chemical thing and I'm just like, nah, I'm good for now. I'll have one later when I feel like dying more. Snap
into a Slim Jim.
You want a Slim Jim? Because I've got them.
I think you gave me one once and I had the worst shits of my life afterwards.
Because it's not food either! Like, I can eat one, but it's not good.
Yeah.
I mainly just keep them... They're probably expired by now. I just keep them as props whenever I'm doing my Macho Man bit.
Right, that makes sense.
Because they're sealed up in a tight plastic thing, and because they're not food, they're never going off.
I've told you my favourite Macho Man factoid, right?
I don't know. Are you?
Stephanie McMahon is an anagram for the Macho Man penis.
Oh, that's right. And he fucked her when she was 14?
Yeah, something like that.
And then he had to leave the company real quick.
Forever!
Ooh, yeah!
Could you imagine?
Like, you're just trying to imagine, like, he acts that way, also in bed.
Yeah! Ooh, yeah, brother!
Dig it! Yeah, but that's one of the things in my head. Is like in my head canon. It's like all wrestlers fuck like their personas.
Yeah.
And that in the modern era, that's fine because most of them are just like dudes wearing jeans. But when you go back, and everyone had to be like they're a wrestler and a barber, or they're a wrestler and a Royal Canadian kilted yaxman.
Yeah, I mean the America Badass period must have been weird for Undertaker's part, where he gets to talk like a real human being.
I don't like that period. I choose to ignore it completely.
I didn't like some
of the
thing
is like, he loves it. He was like, that was the best. And I'm like, objectively not true.
Well,
Ministry Taker was the best.
Yeah, well, he just got sick of the gimmick. Like, it was a good break from the...
Yeah, okay, cool.
From the
but,
Phenom
like,
gimmick.
Just take a break.
Yeah.
Just fuck off and sell cars. But what the fuck does he... He's a real estate guy.
Is that real?
Yeah, he and his wife own like a real estate business, so I doubt they actually do any of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. He was on Hot Ones recently. It was like...
I'm actually really annoyed that he like chose to break kayfabe because it just destroys all of the mystique of the character. Like, American Badass Taker wasn't bad enough, you got to bury it further by being like, I'm eating hot wings now! Like, fuck that guy.
Well, he's like... He sort of like sunsetted his career and then like...
He's had 4 retirements. I have no faith that Survivor
this is the
Series
last
is
one.
really the end. Also, that could have been better. Should have waited for a crowd. I realised they wanted to do it exactly 30 years later. But it's like, should have waited till you had crowds. You know you're going to do another retirement celebration Undertaker thing when you can have crowds back, because it's going to be, judging from your figures, the only way you can make money on a pay-per-view.
Or they'll wheel him in on a wheelchair for WrestleMania 40.
I made a bet with Ken without any stakes. I was just like, you wait and see. Within a year, Mark Calloway will show up as the general manager of Raw or SmackDown. Probably SmackDown. I think he was a SmackDown guy. But
yeah.
You just wait and see. Because that's... Our business is failing. We keep getting record low views. How does this happen? Let's do the same thing we always do. Winning. Can't afford to do that. You've got AEW now. That's actual competition. Remember how when WCW was actual competition, guys? And you fucked it up? You failed miserably?
Well, WCW screwed themselves.
Yeah. But, you know, for 2 years, they were pantsing WWF.
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen again if they don't watch it. Mind you, it's like, they betrayed me so bad, I'm just like, fuck 'em, hope your company burns to the ground.
Burn it down.
Is that still his thing? I thought he was the Monday Night Messiah now.
Oh, I fucking know. He changes so often.
Well, everyone's booing him because, like, we know what we did.
Yeah.
So turn him heel, and it was a really good gimmick. So, of course, we push it way beyond its lifespan. Because we at WWE, if it's not broke, fix it, and you can't have too much of a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
Run it right into the ground. Remember that solid, whole, literal year Big Daddy Cool Diesel had the title. Because we're not allowed steroid people anymore, and that's the only kind of wrestler Vince likes. So, who are the two big guys we've got? Diesel, original Diesel, mind, and Mabel. Alright, fine, them. But that guy's really tall, and he weighs 9 million pounds. And he's an incredibly dangerous worker. Right, so have you got your stuff? I can't really extemporate much more on the record.
No, it's fine. I have my stat sheets and stuff.
Well, okay, so this was WWE Know Your Role. I've got the fucking rule book for that here. Here it is. We're going to be, obviously from the pure wrestling thing, we're going to be playing this.
Oh, I think I've got a character for that somewhere.
Oh, good. I'm looking for any excuse.
No, I think I have a ref.
I'm waiting for any excuse to use the basic wrestling adventure game. You have no idea how... This is the most expensive rulebook I have ever bought.
Really?
It's because it's rare.
D&D ones?
Because it's rare.
Yeah.
It's also in... when I bought it, it was in mint condition, and now it's in near mint condition.
Right.
But it's also like... This isn't for modern wrestling, so it's like... I hope you like Hulk Hogan era, because this is what you get.
Yeah.
But Undertaker versus Yokozuna, that was the rivalry at the time.
But you can still make like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in it. So like there is like
Oh, in fact, you don't have to. They've pre-made Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in here.
There's like...
And Doink. Which Doink, though? At some point, I'm going to find an excuse to use this.
Maybe. I have a Bionicle one sitting around somewhere that I'm like, maybe one day.
What an absolute soy boy.
So, I believe the last thing that would happen was you were standing in a room full of blood. Well then, Mr. Dr. Drake person, tell us all you can about who did this.
Alright. Activate my... go to touch my hands and then activate my watch to communicate with River. But turn on the mute, so...
You have a mute on that? I don't usually allow that, so I can use excited
okay.
outbursts.
Sure. That's fine.
Do they have a mute?
Oh, I just assumed they did.
Usually they turn it off. I don't know, I'll have to ask the rest of the group. It sounds like something I wouldn't allow, so you could get that excited, stealth-breaking, dramatic thing. We'll say you do for now, whatever.
Well, this is gruesome.
Yes, our leading Scientologists have... Wait, that's a thing. Scienticians have already... Wait, that's also a thing. Scientocrats have already...
I presume you have some gloves I could use.
Yes, we do.
I'll put on the gloves and start. I'll make an investigation check. Although I don't think I really need it. But to list out exactly sort of the sequencing and exactly what's happened. 22.
So, you think the first thing that happened was that she was split open and allowed to spray everywhere, sort of held to... And then dismemberment would have started, and then she would have died.
Oh yeah, I'll be saying it out as I move through it, this is the steps.
You also find that then the intestines would have been wound out and used to perfectly duplicate your handwriting. There's also other writing around the place, which is in your handwriting.
In intestines or just writing?
In blood and things like that.
Okay.
And at one place there's just neat calligraphy in pen. It's gorgeous. It's just repetitions along the lines of "It's never over," "It will never be over," "Did you think it was over?" Over, it is not. It's also in various languages.
Okay.
And of course you find that then the display was made using all of your lab tools.
Right.
I'm going to set up my dice tower now because I'm about to make a roll. One of the medical guys in the big plastic thing is there. He's like, "Oh, we've completed our investigation." Oh, good. I see. You're sure of this? Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. You'll need to file that. Sorry, your conclusions, Mr. Criminal?
I'm sorry.
I mean, Drake. I got criminals on the brain.
So, that concludes my autopsy. Clearly someone is attempting to pin this on me, considering that they've used only my tools, and have
Their fingerprints are all over them.
Yes, because they are my tools.
So you're admitting that?
I'm admitting that my fingerprints are on my tools, which subsequently then have been used to perform this murder.
And the handwriting?
I would say it's a good replica of mine.
Replica? Mm-hmm. My science boys have composited your handwriting on various forms into "it's never over" and "it's an exact." Look at it. Look at that, that's exact. Hang on, let me use computers. Same.
As I said, it's a good replica.
You realize I have to arrest you while we perform an investigation. Okay, now I understand you're a cripple, so this is going to be hilarious. Behind your back.
Can I not just walk with you to the...
Nope, spectacle is everything in cases like this. Oh, these go off and make fun of us.
Very well.
Leads you out. Oh, you just hate to see it. Young, bright minds turn to criminality and such. The rest of the stuff are just like... Gossip.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
Yeah, there's something weird about him by the way he walks. All handcuffed up like that. Regular people don't walk like that. Yeah. Why do I choose to organize everything in the stupidest way? Oh, and I guess I can delete you because you are dead.
Rough chat. Rip.
Why did you put that in bold? I don't want that in bold. I hate this fucking thing. I hate Windows.
Yeah. Much more of a Linux man myself.
Neither one is any good. There aren't good options, I'm afraid. The best operating system was DOS 6.22. Hey, it worked. It wasn't user hostile.
Neither is Linux.
I mean, it fucking is.
You just have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, can't be asked. I'm too old for that. It's also stupid and dumb for gays. Being open source doesn't help either.
I think it does.
I mean, you're welcome to your opinion. It's one of the great things about not living in China. Or in Silicon Valley.
Rough chat. I do go to university, though, so I don't know if I am.
All your opinions are immediately invalid. Get a job. Right, so you're led away to Major Dozovic's offices. Just takes handcuffs. He's like, "Have a seat. Cigarette?
I'm fine, thanks.
Cigar?
I appreciate it.
Gorilla?"
No.
He'll just light his gorilla and start smoking it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, oh.
Sorry about that. Gotta keep the real criminal guessing. So, you clearly know more than you're letting on. Or my uncle's name isn't Pete.
I don't know that there's much more to be said. It's a very good attempt to frame someone if not for the fact that they don't have an alibi and it's too obvious? Why would
You do have an alibi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Why would anyone... It just doesn't make any sense to kill someone in such an obvious way.
Seems too heavy-handed to me. Using all the exclusive tools, I mean, if it was you, you'd use someone else's.
Yeah.
Unless you were really clever.
And the handwriting thing.
Right with the crippled hand. I would disguise it up. Make it look all crazy.
No, I think I have offended the Iron Banner. Recently.
The what?
The Germans.
Red Banner.
The Red Banner.
Iron Hammer is something else.
Might be. The Red Banner recently.
Oh, why would you do that?
It wasn't intentional. It's somewhat of a side effect of a conversation that happened at a bar.
Someone just pushes into the tent flap. It's a woman in Western business attire, circa 2013, obviously. Who the hell are you? Sorry. My, the air in here. Really? He's just like huffing away to make more smoke.
Matthew approves. Oh, I took a smoker to China with me. Oh no.
It sounds like just like something I would do. Someone comes in, they're like, "Oh, boy, it sure is too whatever the fuck in here." Just like, just do that more. Then. I didn't. You just first of all, you just walk in. Fuck you. I used to do that deliberately at my job. I was like, if like there was like an early morning setup crew, and I was doing the things like, "Oh, that machine is really loud." I'd like fiddle with the things so it would be like off center at the chain, so it would make more noise. Like just petty, arbitrary, and capricious. Which Sorry, my name's Karen Harper with Terradino. We understand that there's been an unfortunate incident, and we'd like to help in whatever way we can. Cool, waiting rooms way on the other side of town. It's just like under a tree. You'll know it when you see it. Yes, of course. Mr. Drake. Leaves.
Well, that was suspicious.
They've been trying to poke their noses in ever since the funding crisis hit. Oh, you eggheads probably don't know about it.
No. What's the problem?
Well, obviously we can't use electronic currency, bearer bonds, or American cash in China, so everything has to be converted to gold, which makes it a tempting target for warlord bandits. And since we also aren't allowed to use modern American military hardware on the roads, they've been stealing it.
You could still use modern armor so long it was covered up, though, right?
We are.
And the bandits still succeed in their raids.
We're also not allowed to defend our own convoys. Chinese jobs and all that.
And the local warlord isn't doing anything about it?
Oh, of course, he's very, very angry about it.
What's the fallout of that?
Well, he believes it's a political play by his rivals. Well, we obviously don't care so long as our supplies and ability to buy things get through. General Chang has obviously suggested an additional quota of guardsmen be supplied to the convoys, which of course will require proper remuneration. Anyway, we were talking about your guilty crime. These stupid brains never work.
Well, do you have any ideas? Could someone be targeting the team specifically? Or do you think it's more personal?
I have sent a request for similarity of modus off, but it'll take weeks and weeks for it to get back.
Okay.
but I could swear I've heard of something like this before in America.
Do you have any idea of which case?
No, it's just a niggle in the back of my head. I'm not a policeman, I'm a military guy.
No, I mean, I have...
Did you know if Nurse Cross was seeing anyone other than you? Sleeping with anyone other than you? Had offended anyone locally?
Would I know any of that?
That's up to you, pal.
I'll make a roll.
Hey, that's why we're playing a game with dice.
Just make like an intelligence check, I suppose. Right. I guess I can make like a... Where's the...
Oh, what the fuck would I know?
Yeah. I know.
I don't even think my book is laid out in the same way as your one.
What I mean is, like, could I have made so the kind of check I should make would be like a gather information check that would have happened passively in the past.
Yeah, you could do that if you want. If you're a cheat.
26.
No. I mean, like, no, you don't think any of those questions have a positive answer?
Not as far as I was aware of, but it's not like I was keeping particular tabs on any of the team.
Let's see. A couple of my men suspect it might be that whoever the hell she is that showed up recently. Not on any of my records. Apparently not even getting paid by anyone.
River?
Yes. Strange girl.
Oh, she works for Smar, same as I do.
Yeah. What kind of girl that young works for a big technology place like Smear?
Actually,
That doesn't make any sense. And there's the fact that she keeps disappearing to nowhere anyone can find. Very suspicious behavior. Looks a little weak to pull off something this vicious, though. Small little girls are often very weak.
Yeah, I can't imagine with her stature she could hold the body up the way it was. Also, River was the person I was with last night.
What you're saying is the two most suspected people are each other's alibi.
That does seem
Now,
to
a
be
cripple and a small girl might have been able to do it together.
But why would I incriminate myself?
Yeah, you see, that's the part I don't agree with. And believe me, if I thought you were guilty, you'd be dead. What with not having a prison.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, I could cover it up too. No one would ever know.
This is the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Actually, we're just off to the left of it. Middle of buttfuck nowhere's in the middle of that forest. Oh, I don't need to remind you that staff are expressly forbidden from going in there ever since a couple of my boys went hunting there and they still haven't come back.
No? How long ago?
Oh, a month or two.
Probably not coming back at all then.
No, I figured. Locals say there's ghosts there, but I figure it's probably just a pack of wild animals or something. So we're still no closer to solving this problem.
Well, I'm uncertain what a motivation could be. Clearly, part of it is incriminating me. Although that could just be an attempt to get away with the crime.
Any local families you will have offended by porking their daughters? Nobles, obviously, peasants. Who cares?
Not that I'm aware of.
Why do I get the feeling that this was more targeted at you and she just happened to be convenient?
That can certainly be the case, although...
Why do I get the feeling you still know more than you're letting on?
Alright.
Good luck.
It's a good one.
Yeah, so's mine.
Meth.
No.
33.
Deception you're trying to roll.
33.
Now come up with 33 points worth of deception.
While it could be that way, perhaps I don't actually see why. It seems like there would be more direct ways to get at me rather than murdering a coworker and then being too blatant about pinning it on me. My guess would be that it's more... Well, my biggest fear would be that it's locals killing the American doctors because they don't like us and attempting to pin it on someone else with the assistance.
Specific message of it's not over.
It seems ominous enough.
It's never over, apparently.
Well, they could have the assistance of...
See, I suspect, Mr. Drake, that this is some kind of attempt by a supervillain to stop work on the cure, perhaps attacking many regions like this. Why you? Well, you're the one that stopped everyone going down that wrong path. Yes, it all fits together. I used my genius again. And there is no DNC voter fraud.
Though it would make sense, there is little communication between the teams in separate areas, so circumventing the incorrect path might not have reached, especially with the convoys being ambushed, might not have actually reached outside of this specific research group.
Yes, it all adds up. Still, obviously, work has to halt for a period of time. Especially since all that equipment damage and the notes being damaged and destroyed.
I think I can recreate most of those.
Nonetheless, I'm rotating the crew, the nerdlingers, into Hong Kong for a week.
Myself included, then.
Probably. Of course, General O'Neill will probably want to ask you some further questions. Oh, and I'm sending that girl along. I don't think she should be here, just showing up out of nowhere. That was weird. It's almost like she just stepped through thin air to be here.
That's impossible.
Yeah. It was a joke. You're supposed to laugh. Instead of going all pale and weird.
I'm a scientist. I like to think about the possibilities of things.
No. Blarf.
Blarf.
Well, you finished your cigar, and I'm no closer to solving this mystery with literally zero helpful clues. Couldn't have left a fingerprint or a boot print or anything. See, that's one of the things that tells me we're dealing with something extraordinary. There was a bit of premeditation going on. Otherwise, there'd be like partial prints and things left all over the place.
It's too perfect.
Yeah, it's too perfect. A perfect crime. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you. You're clearly being targeted or are guilty. I mean, I've heard of stupider defenses than it's way too obvious. Yeah. I'd say don't leave town, but where would you go?
I thought we were heading back to Hong Kong.
You know, what the general does with you is up to him. Get the fuck out of here. Send in the next one.
Good luck, Major.
I don't think it's gonna help. This is a stupid crime.
Yeah.
Send in Ree. Yeah, I'll talk to the Asian next. He's inscrutable. It's probably him. Yeah, it could be a ninja.
A what?
Oh! Just something from movies. They don't exist.
Right.
Ninja's real. And in the middle of Asia, what are the odds?
It's not like I've already encountered a couple. Yeah,
Very cool.
I'll leave. Very cool and swag.